The Republic of South Sudan is slowly making a transition to that of a sovereign nation, but the Abyei region remains a key area of concern for the new government. Luka Biong Deng, a native of Abyei and former Minister of Cabinet Affairs for the national government, says he's encouraged by the progress in South Sudan and is hoping to help bring peace to Abyei and other parts of Sudan.
I think the challenges of building the nation is now the one at stake. And now there's going to be a reconstituted new assembly. We are going to have two houses, the Council of State and then the legislature. And this council is supposed to reconvene soon. And that will allow the new government to be formed and then to be approved by the assembly. And that's going to be the beginning now of the building the nation. And I think things are going well. There could be some problem here and there, especially on the issues of oil and the relationship, managing the relationship in the north and the south. But I think the south is determined to set things right.
South Sudan's independence came under this cloud of the tension that was going on in Abyei and in southern Kordofan. It was resolved just leading up to the independence that there was going to be a UN peacekeeping force that was going to maintain peace in Abyei. Can you give us an update on what is going on?
When I went there a week ago, I saw these troops are now coming, but they're facing some difficulties, logistic and funding. And I think they have about 500 people now in Abyei area. And, but the total force should be about 4,200. It will take some time. Their main mandate, the priority of these forces, is all the Sudan armed forces to go out of Abyei area. And that will take time unless they consolidated the strengths and the presence in Abyei. And what we see is that a possibility for the United Nations to assist not only in the protection of the people, but actually in actual return of the people with dignity.
Why is Abyei such a sticking point still?
I think the North is trying to use it as a hostage or a ransom to get access to some of the pending issues, whether it's North-South border or access to the oil. For example, in the oil, they were asking that whether the SPL to accept to continue the wealth sharing agreement, that's about 50%, 50 for the oil produced in the south, to be shared equally for about 7 years to come. And that one, they did not get that one. And I think they wanted to use Abyei as the last resort in order to pressurize the south to give in. The other thing also is a method of trying to pay off to Syria. These are the people they used during the war of counterinsurgency. And some of them become obsessed of these off-taking activities, of raiding, attacking. If I tell you now, we have not less than about 20 to 40,000 people abducted, actually, under the slavery, now in the hands of these Arab nomads. And these are issues that and these are the people fought with them, and they wanted to pay them back by raising their expectation unnecessarily.
In your resignation letter to President Bashir, you noted that, quote, I saw how the issue of Darfur and Abyei and your prejudice against the African groups reduced you to symbolize only Arab ethnic groups in the Sudan. So how much commitment would you say Mr. Bashir will have to peace if you're saying at the end of the day he is prejudiced against the African groups?
I think sometimes we look to the North from the angle of how NCP is muddling with affairs in the North. I think we should look beyond NCP. We should look at the people of the North as Sudanese. They have a different agenda. They want to have a coexistence. We have a history of relationship. Now, what was very clear with the National Congress Party, they have shown consistently their ethnic agenda. It was shown in Darfur. And for this president to be under the ICC now, it's a clear case that how he targeted. Darfur people are the Muslims who actually support the coming of the first Islam coming from Darfur. And if you are talking about Muslims, these are the real Muslims. But actually they have been targeted simply because they are Africans, using the Arab elements in order to dehumanize the African elements in Darfur. They did it exactly in Abyei area, invading the area, with intention of settling the Syria in the land of Africans. They're doing now in southern Kordofan, the Nuba people, exactly. Even what they're saying now, after the secession of the South, as if the Sudan is purified, no African elements. What is remaining is only Muslims and Arabs. And the radical Muslims are coming up. Now we don't have any other person to talk about the issue of diversity.
How do you see your organization, KUSH, that you formed, helping to bridge the gap between the Africans and the Arabs?
We don't have any other option, either politicians or civils. We don't have other option except to nurture and to build this relationship. Abyei is a good example in terms of struggle over the natural resources, desertification, but even the interaction between the nomads and the farmers, but even how best we can use that area to be an example whereby we can really make sure that the coexistence in traditional African way is paramount. And this is what we want to do. But what we are saying also, we want to make advocacy and then to an outreach to assist in the return of these people back to their home areas, and to have an innovative way of how best we can do it differently so that these people, they can actually taste peace with a good settlement that will allow them now to realize their potential as human beings.
Luka Biong Deng is the executive director of KUSH, a non-profit organization operating in both the U.S. and Juba in South Sudan. Its mission is to promote economic cooperation and cultural learning.